Hey everyone, it's Alicia from AMBY, and I'd like to welcome you to our interview with the vaccines. How are you both doing?
Good, thank you.
Good. How are you?
I'm
It's
great.
nice to see you again.
Same with you.
It's been at least how long?
It's been a few years.
A few years now.
Yeah.
My God.
So,
We've all grown up.
I mean, since it has been a few years, I believe the appropriate question is, how is the band doing? How have y'all been?
What the hell have you been up to? Where have you been?
It's been going great. Like we've, I guess a lot's happened since we last saw you. We made a new record, took some time out, been touring lots, loads of festivals, kind of doing things that bands do, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, we really kind of wanted to take a kind of sizable chunk of time to make English Graffiti because I think we loved the Come of Age record, but I think that we had some kind of uncertainties about it, and I think we were really just determined not to repeat that, and we did something that we all know that was English Graffiti was the absolute best record we could have made at that time, and we're super proud of it, and we're having an amazing time touring that.
Something I personally loved about the first two Vaccines records, along with the Melody Calling EP, is how short and sweet the songs are, and that's what made bands like the Beatles and the Ramones great, just how they kept to that, because it's really impactful. Is that kind of what you're going for? Because I know that theme followed along with this new record as well, the shorter songs.
It took us a while to kind of realize, I think, what it was that made us who we were in some respects on this record. Like we when we first started writing and demoing and arranging songs, after having spent a little while away from each other, we kind of threw all of that stuff to one side. We kind of threw all maybe what preconceptions we might have had about the band, and we threw it all away and basically started again. And some of the experiments that we had ended up in like really long kind of flowing forms, and which was fun for a while. But but towards the end of the process of making the record, we kind of really realized that wasn't what we wanted to do. You know, it was fun to experiment, and we benefited from that in some ways. But having short, sharp, direct, to the point pop songs is something that we do best, I think. And we realized that wasn't something that we wanted to give away. So yeah, we went around the houses a little, but yeah, you're right. It's still something that we find important.
And for the album, there are three videos now for songs off of it, and they're just these very bizarre sci-fi, super trippy videos. But as a band, I mean, it's not something you really have to focus on, videos, in itself. So what about videos for you guys really appeals? Because they're just always these amazing mini movies that fans love.
It's very sweet of you to say that, for a start. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
I think kind of the more I witnessed, the more I witnessed these things being made, and yesterday was probably the least involvement we've ever had in a video. We kind of we got this pitch that was had nothing to do with our ideas, and it had this great pitch, and we worked with him a little bit, and then we watched it being filmed, and we cameoed in it. And I was just thinking, this is really amazing and so much better than I just can't look at another video of a band miming song, because that's such a kind of like redundant format. There's no real MTV doesn't really apply that much anymore. It's more about YouTube. So actually making mini movies, doing anything that's kind of different, I think is the only reason why you should make a music video, because I don't think it's of any interest to anyone to watch four guys mime to a recorded song, dressed in all white cowboy clothes.
I think there's so much. I think there's like so many possibilities, like especially these days. I think, with technology and and the amount of the wealth of kind of creativity that's gone before us. It's kind of, it doesn't make any sense to just kind of apply the same old formats, to making music videos. It's just like it's not creative, and it's not really that fun. So I think for us, we wanted to get involved with people with wild ideas, and people that could help kind of get across. I think aesthetic is something that's always been kind of important for us, and like it's nice to be able to identify a band in moments of their development or whatever. And we felt like maybe this record could be kind of identified if we went through these, did a series of these mini movies, like these mini B movies or whatever. So it's kind of, it ties in definitely, and it's just part of it's an extension of the creativity, and it's fun.
they're about as far away from you kind of, I guess if you see any kind of big music video show, if you're in an airport or something, you're watching it on site, they're about as far away from any of those videos as you can get. But I'm so glad for that, because I think that stuff is such generic horseshit.
I mean, I know I personally haven't seen some guy take some type of drug and walk around this very sleazy-looking casino throughout a whole video. So you definitely have that unique factor going for you.
Cool.
Some kind of wild drug.
Some hallucinogen that I don't think was stated in the video.
Some guy's eye falling out. Like, that was
exactly.
That was pretty cool.
Well, just for the videos, a running theme throughout all of them would have to be these great matching outfits that you all have from 2020, which we were talking about. Nothing yet? Okay.
I haven't seen anything yet. My God.
So just what is up with that? Is that kind of a running joke? Do you all just really love shopping
together?
What is it?
I think it was more about, I think we wanted to play these kind of heightened superhero versions of, there's the things you can't do in everyday life, the things you can't wear. Everyone has those ideas. Like, it'd be cool to wear spacesuits and
Does everyone have those ideas?
Well, why shouldn't they? For like a music, for the sake of a music video, why should it be like, we don't want to promote that we're like ordinary. We want it to be extraordinary, So if you have to kind of come up with these concepts. You know what? It's actually just fun.
Yeah.
Really, it's just fun for us.
It kind of. I feel like on.
I think we took it a little far on this new one.
Oh,
if you haven't seen it.
Okay.
But with the making the album, like we really kind of got really into these different recording techniques that we hadn't really sort of experienced before, or really made the most of before. Whereby you find something that you love. And you just sneak it in, you know what I mean? It's like it's a moment that'll appear once, and then maybe it'll appear again once in a song, like half an hour later or something. And there's these little moments that, I guess they're like silly little in jokes or something, but they're like I feel like they're really important. They're really personal, and they're certainly things that we found we could kind of apply in the music videos. Like for example, like on our little spacesuits in Dream Level, like we've all got kind of our names and years of birth in some futuristic language, and it's like our years of birth are like 4,084. It's like it's dumb, but it's real. It's fun for us, and I think it's maybe when you if you know about that stuff, then it kind of lets people in on our lives a little bit. Also, things that make us tick.
I don't think it would make sense to have us miming songs. The early, maybe the first record was a bit more like reality based. It was very simply recorded and very kind of real sounding. Whereas actually that was kind of not what we were going for at all. On the new album, it was supposed to be kind of hyper stylized and modern and bubblegum and all these things. That I think basically the same set of descriptions, that apply to the music and the video, and we want to kind of carry that through on everything that we do at this point.
Mm-hmm. And something you recently shared would have to be the Radio Bikini podcast that I know Justin and Arnie did together. I know it's a possible one-off, but it was mainly just them sharing all of the influences that went in for you guys and the producers with all of your fans. So just on that note, are there any artists or bands that you've really been digging lately you could share with our viewers at home?
We've been listening to quite a lot of stuff. What's that band? There's this band called Slug. New British band who I think are amazing. I've been listening to them quite a lot.
Yeah, we interviewed them recently.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I think it's a solo project, but...
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, but we recently did something there.
I knew it was the guy from Field Music, but I assumed it was maybe a band, but maybe not. But either way, it's amazing. I love that.
I think we really like Deerhoof a lot. They're just fantastic musicians. We were really influenced by St. Vincent. I'm sure that was in the podcast. I think every band probably in the world at the moment is kind of in awe of Tame Impala.
That's been mentioned quite a few times.
Yeah, everyone I don't know what it's like for, we kind of spend all my time hanging out with musicians, but everyone's very keen when he's putting a new record out, putting something else out to see what he's up to. So there's a lot of love for Kevin Parker. But endless stuff really. We kind of sit in the dressing room before each show with all our iTunes up and our Spotify's up and everything out, and just trying to just find new shit all the time, you know, because the music is something to be consumed like that, and I think you always got to seek out new influences, and I think you rarely kind of have, this is like my defining artist of this year or anything, but
I think it's the nature of things at the moment. I think things are quite transient, and you're like, oh wow, you experience it for like a day or two, and then you're like, wow, I love that. Next. Like,
Very true.
It's very hard to keep hold of all those
Yeah,
things.
especially
that
the
you
attention
love.
spans.
Yeah, I know, we're awful with that. We're such space cadets.
Well, just to wrap everything up then, you guys have obviously been really open with our viewers, so we really appreciate that. But we wanted to ask, not too open, never. So we just wanted to ask, what is something about the vaccine so you could share with our viewers that most of your fans wouldn't know yet?
I don't know what I've said in the past.
Yeah. I feel like
We're
we've
pretty
made
shameless, to be honest.
Yeah.
Made ourselves pretty bare.
Any tidbits?
Arnie is a fantastic chef.
Really?
Yeah.
So
Does he make a best meal for you?
Oh man, he makes
He's basically he's a vegetarian, and when we were staying at the studio, there's nothing really for vegetarians to eat up there. They're kind of, you know, looked down upon, quite rightly. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I don't mean that at all. And he basically just started. He became a really fantastic vegetarian cook, and he's guest chefed in restaurants in Madrid, and he's
He's a talented guy. He also is a very talented writer. He writes for a lot of.
So what are we saying that
We're
like,
basically
most people
saying-
don't know that Arnie's talented?
better than everyone else at everything.
Well, that definitely works.
Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you so much for your time today. This is definitely one off of the interview bucket list. We really appreciate it.
Cool. No.
And remember, everyone, you can visit us at amusicblogger.com for all exclusive interviews and features with your favorite artists. We'll see you next time.